What's up guys, it's Josh from Soul Studios, and as promised in the VOXBOX review, this is the follow-up hardware Manley VOXBOX versus the plug-in UAD VOXBOX that Manley worked on Universal Audio with. So today we're going to take the bass guitar and the male vocal that we used in the hardware review and shoot those out with the hardware versus the plug-in. Now, if this is your first time seeing me do one of these shootouts, I just want to briefly explain my process that may be different from some of the other shootouts you've seen. When I do these, I feel a certain sense of responsibility to make sure that I take the time to get it right. So I spend a lot of time using test tones and VU meter plugins to make sure the exact amount of input is entering the hardware and the plugin. And then I did the same thing for the compressor section, and I'm not just judging based on the VU meter on the hardware or the plugin, because sometimes those aren't completely accurate. So I'm using test tones again and a follow-up Klinghelm VUMT plugin to make sure that they're actually doing the same amount of gain reduction regardless of what their meters may say. And then I did the same thing for the de-esser section, and lastly on the EQ, I changed up the test tones to match the frequency points and dial those in exactly. So we're not talking like within 1/10 of a dB, we're talking exactly. I'm sitting there on the hardware, barely turning the knob as small as I can and making sure things matched up exactly. So anyway, I just wanted to say that up front. Things should be volume matched, things should be calibrated, so you can get a real fair fight and a real sense of how the hardware and the plugin differ. So in any ways that they do differ, once you listen to the files, just know that it is something going on under the hood, maybe with harmonic distortion, maybe with the way tubes versus plugins are working, even though the plugin is emulating tubes, but they are at least set up to do the exact same thing. So having said all that, here's the hardware versus plugin on bass guitar. Okay, now let's check out the hardware versus plugin on male lead vocal.
I don't like to read the papers and how much good they tell you in the news. Day after day it's a tragic story, night after night telling us we lose. Somewhere there's a monster sleeping. Somewhere there's a young girl sneaking out. She ran so far to find her safety now. Glad she made it out. I don't like to read the papers, not much good they tell you in the news. Day after day, it's a tragic story, night after night, telling us we lose. Somewhere there's a monster sleeping. Somewhere there's a young girl sneaking out. She ran so far to find her safety now. Glad she made it out.
And lastly here, I want to do the same thing, same exact settings on male lead vocal, but I'm going to add in the acoustic guitar just so you can hear is the same amount of difference that you're hearing holding up once it's in more of a mix setting, or do you think it matters more? Do you think it matters less? Let's check it out in a little bit more context here.
I don't like to read the papers, not much good they tell you in the news. Day after day, it's a tragic story, night after night, telling us we lose. Somewhere there's a monster sleeping. Somewhere there's a young girl sneaking out. She ran so far to find her safety now. Glad she made it out. I don't like to read the papers, not much good they tell you in the news. Day after day, it's a tragic story, night after night, telling us we lose. Somewhere there's a monster sleeping. Somewhere there's a young girl sneaking out. She ran so far to find her safety now. Glad she made it out.
All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it useful. And if you've been here for a while, you know I never try to sway you too much one way or the other. I just want to provide you with information. You can take that, listen in your own space, and decide if you like the piece of hardware enough to purchase it, or if you think the plugin is either good enough for what you want in that particular area, or maybe you even like a plugin better in certain situations. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you being here. Before you go, if you'll be sure to subscribe if you haven't done that yet, and like this video, leave a comment. All of those things help the channel grow, help me reach more people. And if you would, if you like what I'm doing here, consider sharing the channel on your favorite pro audio forum or on social media, or maybe just sending a direct link to a friend that you think would be interested. I will greatly appreciate it, and I will be back again soon with another review. I'm going to review the Chandler RS124 hardware, as well as a lot of other exciting things coming up. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate your time. I'll see you again soon.